With how many games there are available to play nowadays, first impressions really matter. If a game doesn't hook you within the first hour of playing, especially with Steam refunds, you can expect to lose a lot of players. Not only does your game need to be fun, but it actually needs to work. With the early access trend, the quality of games on release really took a downturn. It's become the norm to expect games to come out with bugs, server issues, crashes, and the like. So when a game comes along that just works, I think that's something important to pay attention to. There used to be a standard for game releases, partially because games had to release on limited hardware, but mostly because making games used to be a lot harder. Now, gaming is filled with these copy-pasted ideas and band-aids for fixing issues with games like DLSS for performance or Unreal Engine 5 for realistic graphics. Many developers rely on these band-aids to make their games playable now. On the one hand, it's made game development much more accessible. On the other hand, the average quality of games has decreased a lot. This frustrates me to no end, so believe me when I tell you, Wildgate doesn't have these issues. This game performs well, doesn't crash, and I haven't encountered any bugs in the time I got to play it. This was a comment I received on my previous video from a passionate player, and it says a lot that the main complaints from the community revolve around meta and balancing. I think the anticipation that's been building around this new Dreamhaven studio, with people expecting Blizzard quality products, might actually turn out to be true. Wildgate is ready. It could release tomorrow to a lot of positivity from players. So just to catch everyone up, if you don't know, Wildgate is a competitive PvPvE team-based shooter where your team of 4 manages a ship to either eliminate all competition or make it out with the artifact. Games are supposed to take between 20 to 40 minutes, and when the game ends, you'll be rewarded with XP that goes towards unlocking new characters, new loadout equipment, new ships, and new cosmetics. We've seen a lot of this formula before, but there really isn't a game out there quite like Wildgate. If you want to watch my first impressions video, check it out here, but I've played a lot more since then, and I'm loving it way more. I had said the first-person gunplay felt lacking, but it turns out it just takes the right weapon to have fun. I was dying so much to everyone using this one pistol, but as soon as I unlocked it, everyone started dying to me. I'm also starting to really appreciate the animations in this game and how much effort was put in by the animation team for some of these weapon reloads. It feels like there's a really good variety of weapons, and I think the challenge is going to be balancing all of them so we don't run into everyone using the same loadout. Now that we know weapons aren't in shambles, my other complaint was about PvE side objectives feeling simple and easy. I don't hold this opinion anymore. I still have yet to encounter a few of the rarer PvE objectives, but from the handful that I've cleared, they're a lot more engaging than I first thought. There was a capture the point objective with multiple points scattered throughout a hollowed out asteroid. Another objective had you carrying batteries into the facility looking for generators to power, and one more basic one had you repairing a damaged space station. Now, none of these were that complicated, but I found them engaging and fun all the same. So my opinions on first-person combat and PvE content have changed from needs some work to it's pretty good. It's hard to know how all of this is going to feel once players settle into the meta, but I could see a lot of these boring side objectives being ignored because the loot just isn't worth the time investment, which would encourage players to fight over some of the more rewarding content, which I think is great. One last thing I want to mention that could make or break this game for me is how they monetize it. There hasn't been any official news about the price of the game yet, but there is confirmation that there will be in-game purchases, which is honestly expected for pretty much every multiplayer game at this point. Whether this game will be a paid experience or a free-to-play subscription model remains to be seen, and the only thing that will truly ruin this game for me is if they make it pay to win. I think most devs that haven't lost their soul understand this, but we just don't know how Dreamhaven is going to treat this release yet. That's all. I just wanted to give you all an update that this game is probably going to be very well received, and in its current state, it's ready for release. No crashes, no bugs, good performance, just a well-made game. I'm already sad that I have to wait to play it again, but let me know in the comments if you're going to give this game a try. This is Jay Cozy. I'll see you in the next one. Do you guys feel like there's anything you want to add or change about the game right now?
Yeah, I hope in the final game that they have a mode where it's like the artifact makes your ship stronger, but it doesn't just end the game.
Oh, maybe they'll come up with like a PvE mode or something like Void Crew does, but they're starting out with the PvP to incentivize more people to buy it, you know?